Lately, I've been thinking about my fears. Or rather, I've been discovering things to fear, cataloging said fear into a tier list of things to be terrified of, and that's continuing to build and build until I'm starting to become afraid of everything in life. Which I shouldn't be, but I am building a tier list of fears, so yeah, you have to keep that in mind. And the world and what people can do, what humanity is capable of, is terrifying. Human-made horror is chilling in its own right, whether it be AI arts of Loeb or the chilling 14 pieces of Francisco Goya, more commonly known as the Black Paintings and the story behind them, or the tragic tale of Susan Wiley, more known by the name Jeannie or the Feral Child. Like, humanity itself can be truly despicable when it wants to be, accidental or not. And that's not even mentioning any sort of wars in human history and the horrors behind them. But no. To me, the things to fear the most are things that a person cannot control. When no matter what preventative measure one can place, the person is trapped. These things I fear, I have just recently, not necessarily discovered, but the more I looked into it, the more I've realized, oh, this is something I should be terrified of. I just need to get this off my mind. So let's talk about my number 2 biggest fear that I've newly acquired, not necessarily because I've discovered the topic, but have found and have heard too many stories about it. With one story being brought to life by a popular content creator. That fear is getting stuck in a cave. To be stuck between a rock and a hard place, deep underground, whether that's just underground in a cave or underwater in an underwater cave, is terrifying. It is terrifying because in one's prolonged suffering, you're going to realize that there's nothing you can do. But panic and eventually embrace your death, knowing that it was caused by a mistake you had made. That your remains never may see the sun or the sky due to the risk of others joining you in the grave. Much like what was the assumed fate of Floyd Collins, who was covered by internet historian. Some aren't as lucky as Collins, who eventually was buried in a cemetery, such as John Jones, who had to be sealed in Nutty Putty Cave as rescue attempts to retrieve the body were far too dangerous. May both rest in peace. Now, my number 1 fear is similar to number 2 in that it is newly acquired, not because I learned about it, but I found an in-depth explanation about it. More specifically, a video. My greatest fear isn't death. I lost that a long time ago. One day, I might speak about why I lost that fear to a degree. But back to the point. What I'm most afraid of in this world is forgetting. Or more specifically, any sort of form of dementia. The video Fear of Forgetting does a painstakingly good explanation of the stages of what the victim will go through in each stage. The last stages terrify me. To paraphrase, during the late stages, you're a husk. Now note what I said there. A husk, not an empty husk. Evidence has shown that thoughts still go on in that brain, but these thoughts are nonsensical to the onlookers. But that just means the victims are still holding on. They're there. Only remnants just can be seen on the surface. I'm scared of dementia, and not only because you forget everything about yourself and the things around you, but the habits, the forms of expression you had, the things that make you you. And losing it all is truly frightening. That basically means you've died, but you're still technically alive. That you slowly become trapped in your body and you lose your sense of self. And then you forget how to breathe. I don't want my loved ones to be affected by it or myself to be affected by it. Anyways, I'm done. I'm gonna go continue watching Philip DeFranco now. This journal entry was written on October 6th, 3 p.m.
Yeah, I'm okay. Hey there, buddy. Yeah, I'm okay. Hey, buddy.